to our Monday night community time. Let's talk. My name is Jan Paxman, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. And how many of you guys liked our little graphic here? Llama Llama holiday drama. Can you relate? We're just getting into the holiday season, and it's so filled with joy and so much fun. But once in a while, it gets a little dicey. And we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to get it out. We're going to dust it off. We're going to talk about it. So, this is my family. We are blessed with 8 children and 13 grandchildren, one more on the way in January. And if you can imagine, it is like a zoo around our house. We have a little saying, we say we keep the fun in dysfunction. And anybody who's been around us just knows that's how we roll. And we're missing 11 people in this picture right here. That was just a Sunday afternoon when they dropped over for dinner, those who could make it. We love them all fiercely. We go to battle with them. We have had so many great highs. We've had a lot of lows. We just ride the wave, right? And we've learned a lot of lessons. And I have to say, being part of this community and learning the habits of health has been a game changer for me, as I have learned to navigate my emotions, my feelings, and being able to let others navigate their emotions and feelings. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and we've got some special guests and a really special way we're going to end tonight's call. So I am just going to ask you guys if you can relate to that holiday drama thing. Just throw a me in the chat if it's something that you have dealt with. Okay, I'm seeing I am not alone in this, and I am so grateful to be with you tonight. So, let's get going here. So, first of all, I'm just going to throw out some fun, something really important that you might want to think about. This is something that I did not realize before when I was prior to coaching. I thought that your feelings always came first and you thought about them. I'm feeling a certain way and I'm thinking about how I'm feeling. And if this is you, then maybe you can relate. But then I learned that our thoughts actually precede our feelings. We always think before we begin to feel. Our thoughts create the feelings, and the feelings then create an energy, either a positive or a negative energy, right? About those feelings. And then our feelings the energy moves us to the action that we take. And the action produces the result that we get. So that is something that I did not understand before, and that has changed everything for me. So if I don't like the way I'm feeling about something, I get to change my thoughts. And we're going to talk a little bit more later about how gratitude is exactly that. It's a change in your thinking. And when you look at things differently and think about them differently, they actually change before your eyes. There's a saying, somebody put it in the chat. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, right? Is that right? That is what happens when you practice gratitude. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to throw out a little bit of humor right now and share a few little examples of holiday drama, and you can relate to these. So let's say your aunt, who has made her feelings about your unruly pet very clear, walks through the door just as your dog joyfully leaps onto her white sweater, and you're mortified and you're like, oh my goodness, let me put the dog away. And you're trying to pull out the lint brush and take care of your sweet aunt who detests your pet. So there's one. And then the next one is somebody brings gluten-free stuffing, and someone else insists that it's not real stuffing and that the holiday is about traditions and we should have the real recipe. And now the entire dinner table is debating carbs, healthy trends, and the right way to cook. And it's like, oh boy. And you may anticipate this as you're making healthier choices. There may be some who won't appreciate your take on a healthy recipe. But guess what? It's all good. It's all good. Let's move on to the next one. You light every candle for ambience and realize halfway through the dinner that Aunt Linda's perfume and your new pine scented candles, everybody is coughing and opening windows. So, too much smell in the house is not a good thing. And how about everyone has to look festive? Uncle Joe refuses to smile, Grandma keeps blinking, and your toddler is mid scream every time you try to take the family photo. I don't know about you, but when I say, please, can we have a family photo? Everyone sort of runs because we can't all agree on how we're doing the photo. So it never happens. We've had one family photo in about 10 years since I tried the first time and then took 10 years to get the second take. But we do what we can, we live with it. So, my question to you is in your families, when you have these kinds of scenarios that are just, causing problems and maybe a little bit intense, what do you do? What do you do? Do you find yourself trying to control the situation, trying to micromanage, trying to anticipate and, cause like talk to somebody else and kind of get them on your side? Are you feeling a little bit of ego? Do you let yourself become um, offended? Like, where are we at with this? And I want to tell you guys, we get to be really honest about it because we have the tools in our hands to help us
Yeah.
be able to handle any situation. And we've got our life book and we've got Dr. A's Habits of Health book. And these books help us navigate through life. And I love so much going into the elements, and element 4 and 5 are my go-to. Now, this is element 5. Okay, element 4, we all know is our line, right? We're learning about emotional health and wellness, learning how to manage emotions and where the line is, what's below the line, what's above the line. And I would give all of you a huge encouragement to go and review those if you haven't in the last while, to really dig in to element 4 and element 5 prior to going through this holiday season. It will serve you well. And I love element 4. It's so good, but I really, really, really relate to element 5. It has helped me so much. And in element 5, these 4 questions have changed my life. When there's something that happens that isn't going along just how we want it to, you ask these 4 questions, which helps to alleviate a lot of the emotional drama as we go through it. And the questions are this: what happened? What did you want to have happen? What was missing? And what is next? And if we are honest about it and we look at what happened and what was missing, oftentimes it's communication that was missing. So if you guys have used these questions yourselves and this has made a big impact in your life, I would love you to share in the chat, because if we can consciously realize that these are available to us, it doesn't matter whether you're using them with parenting, when your child comes home and is all upset. What happened? What did you want to have happen? What was missing? What is next? It just cuts all the drama out. And then we are able to free up our mind to make a conscious choice, something that is going to serve us. And I love this quote down here: communication is the result you get. 9 times out of 10, if I over communicate something as you're planning the holiday gatherings, bringing family together, who's bringing what, whatever's happening, this is the key, is communication. To over communicate and make sure everybody is aware what's happening, and then just let it roll, because that is when it's fun. Just to let it fly, because like feelings are normal, ups and downs are normal. And Dr. A teaches us in the Conscious Leaders Forum that when we let ourselves feel emotion and when we let others feel emotion, that's freedom. You don't have to control everything. You just let it flow. It'll work out. Take a deep breath. In fact, Dr. A has on page 135 in element 5, he teaches us the stop, challenge, choose formula. And it is immediately sense your breathing. When something goes off and you're struggling, immediately sense your breathing. And then feel the energy cool down before you speak or act. Open your water bottle slowly. Take a drink. Think about how your response can improve your health before choosing. Count to 10 before responding. If you can, sleep on it before responding. Get a better night's sleep is going to help you make a better choice and a better response. All these habits, they interconnect. They help us be prepared for these types of situations. Smile, be appreciative, be open, be curious, and desire growth when you're challenged. So I would just love to challenge all of us. If we're on point with our habits, we're getting enough sleep, we're taking care of ourselves, we're getting enough hydration, we're eating properly, we're not over programming our lives. Like the holidays should be a joyful time, not something that's going to overwhelm us and over chunk our time to the point where it's not fun anymore. Let's be careful of that. Let's delegate. That's a really good skill. Delegate, ask people to bring in. And of course, with your own health program, you're going to have your own healthy foods there ready to go. And let it roll. Let people feel what they feel. Sometimes, if Aunt Betty brings the mince pie and you choose not to have a piece, she may feel offended. But you can tell her with love, thank you for bringing it. I appreciate you so much. But right now, I am focused on balancing blood sugar. I feel so much better. And I just appreciate your support so much. It is okay. It's okay if she feels bad. It's okay if you feel bad because she feels bad. It will pass. It will. And everything is going to be okay. And gratitude truly shifts the focus from what's wrong to what's working. So drama is fueled by what's missing. And, like if somebody, messes up, they bring something that's burnt or whatever happens and, they feel bad and everybody feels bad. It's not perfect, but try to turn it around and make it what it is, what is good. Laugh about it. It'll be a funny memory for years and years to come. Turn it around. I used to have a little coin. I know I still have it. I just couldn't find it for tonight. But on one side of the coin, I had lack. On the other side of the coin, I had abundance. And whenever anything would happen, I would put my hand in my pocket and feel the coin and think, okay, where's my head? Is my head focused on lack or is my head focused on abundance? And I had to catch myself a lot of times because I sometimes was really stuck in lack. And that just it's very small mindedness. It's not growth centered thinking. And I really challenge you to just kind of ask yourself that question. Am I in lack or am I in abundance? And that will help to shift it. It really will. Gratitude softens the ego. Drama thrives when our ego says, I'm right, they're wrong. Gratitude says, I'm thankful I have people to care about at all, right? Instead of blaming or getting offended, we just love that we have people here with us that love us and we love. And you can't hold a grudge and gratitude at the same time. They vibrate at totally different emotional frequencies. So when you consciously choose gratitude, your nervous system relaxes, you listen more, you judge less, and you love bigger. You just love bigger. Gratitude turns control into acceptance. This is mine right here. When everything's chaotic and it's not going how I hoped, take a big deep breath and just say, you know what? I can't control this. I'm just going to sit back and watch and enjoy the show and let it happen how it happens. Gratitude whispers, I don't have to control everything to be okay. So when you're thankful for what is, you release the fantasy of what it should be or what it could look like. And that's when peace slides quietly back into the room. So I just want you guys to take a moment and think about how gratitude impacts your life. When you seriously think about it and practice it, it becomes part of who you are. And physiologically, it actually calms your amygdala. That's your brain's alarm system, and activates your prefrontal cortex, which is your thinking center, your reasoning center. And that means fewer overreactions and faster to emotional recovery. And gratitude literally rewires your brain away from drama towards peace. And I have to admit to you, when I think Chris Pettit, our wizard behind the scenes, was the one that came up with the theme for tonight, drama, or Llama Llama holiday drama. And I'd never even had a Llama Llama book. I'd seen them and I'd heard them, but I never even got one. But I bought this one just for tonight. Llama Llama Gives Thanks. And it's a sweet book. And I just want to encourage all of you to remember tonight what is important: the people, the memories, the feelings. And we can create that by tapping into the skills and the tools that we have, letting go of the stuff that really doesn't matter, and just loving bigger and helping others to feel seen, heard, and what they say matters. That's the most important thing. And speaking of that, I have a very special guest here tonight. She has been a coach longer than I have, and she is a sister to someone who's near and dear to me. I was able to actually be part of the nurse call team back in the day before we had Zoom or any of these big gatherings. We had a weekly Zoom, or not a Zoom, I just said we had a call. And the call was with nurses, and then we had another night for doctors. The nurse call was Monday nights, the doctor's call was Wednesday nights. Then we combined both to Wednesday nights. And this is like dial-in call. Like it was, we were on the line for half an hour. We would give a short um, a little lesson or a little topic, and then we would open it up for questions. And I was privileged to be a part of that team with Lori Anderson, our dear Lori, Dr. A's wife, who sadly left us way too soon back in 2018. She suffered a heart attack and passed away, and it was just so, and nobody anticipated it. She had no markers. It was just one of those things that happened, and we were so sad to lose her. And recently, Frida Keller, the one just to the side of her in the blue, passed away this last week. And she suffered with cancer. And I've invited her darling sister, Pat Stouty, who's been a coach longer than I have, to come on with us. And she's going to share a few thoughts about her dear sister, Frida, who exemplified the very traits that I've been talking about tonight. So, Pat, welcome. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Jan. And I'm honored to be able to give tribute to this original nurses support team. They were amazing, and the call was not recorded. Many of us coaches, and I've been a coach for 20 years now, learned so much by listening to this call. And you had to get on the call, or you missed the amazing information. And so I honor all of you, and I'm here to, to honor Frida as well, but Lori was amazing. I know Frida would say, I learned everything on you from Lori Anderson, and I know together you guys worked as a group. But and I wasn't sure when we went through all the drama you talked about and the large family. Frida and I were came of 6 siblings in 11 years, and then we married spouses that fit in that same age group. We had 21 nieces and nephews. Of course, Frida and I brought on a couple of bonus kids. And, she was the baby, and yet she was a liaison to our children. And I think it's because she always wanted to be young like they were, even though she was the youngest. I wasn't enough for her. But she tied us together. And I was blessed in that she became a client and a coach. In about 30 days, she became a coach. But she had an amazing transformation. She was my most compliant client ever. I mean, I was very compliant, but not like Frida, and was very successful. But her nursing, we were so different. She had a very, as a registered nurse, she had I always said she was black or white, and yet that served her well. And I know in nursing it saved lives. And in coaching, she learned to share that same passion. She was tough, it was tough love, but she was fiercely loyal and could help clients to by asking questions, by
Mm.
looking for gratitude, by trying to shift from action to going back to feelings.
Mhm.
And she did that with family as well. And of course, that's her amazing husband Ed. I'm here with Ed still. Go
Pat,
ahead.
I just want to say something about what you just said. You said that, remember when we talked about thoughts first, then feelings, then actions, then result?
Mhm.
You said you said free to help people get back beyond the action to get into their feelings and into their thoughts to help them be able to shift, right?
Right.
Because most people, they only get to the action part. They're like, well, I'll try something else. Well, I'll try something else. I'll see if this works. But they never get to that part where they get into the feelings and the thoughts. What is behind it all?
Right.
I just wanted to make sure everyone heard what you said.
Got that. I mean, that is so important because if we can do it ourselves, because we're all clients, and for those of us that are coaches can do it to help clients, we all win. We all win. And with Frida, life was a win-win. I honor her today and just give thanks for the beautiful person she was. And yes, we were not ready to whisk her off and to say goodbye, and yet I am so grateful for the joy of having her all of these years, learning from her. Because believe me, we learn from each other. As a coach, even though she was my client and I was supposedly her coach, I ran into a problem. She was an amazing resource for me and for so many others. But so I give gratitude and just I think really when you think of gratitude and as we enter this holiday season, and I love all your things, Jan, so many of us could relate to your examples, and I'm one of them. But turn it to gratitude, because we cannot, you live with one thought and feeling and direction or another. And when we can stay in gratitude, it gives us joy. It creates joy. And what can we do today but give joy and share joy? And I want to say a special thank you to Dr. Anderson, because in 2018, he taught us all that it's how we react, the way that he reacted to us all losing our precious Lori. But for he and his girls, he was just an anchor and a tower of strength. And we go into gratitude. So I thank you, Frida Ann, for being my baby sister. Sassy as you are, you couldn't help but love her.
Oh, amen to that. Oh my goodness. If we could go back to that picture of you guys again, I just want to point that out, how beautiful you look with her in that picture. And you're in that, you've got that green going on, girl. You look so pretty in
I
that.
am good. Huh?
But you and Frida right there in the middle, and that was undoubtedly at one of our events. And what a beautiful picture. And I know Frida, she saved my bacon more than one time, jumping in on a call if I couldn't answer a question or if I couldn't cover a call, and she would jump in, and just always so full of life and love, and always looking on the bright side of everything. She was always in that, looking on that abundance side, not looking at the lack,
No.
always.
So for Frida, if you're gonna, get through this holiday with joy, put an 18 in the chat. That was her number.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Would be her birthday in this month.
Oh, thank you so much, Pat. And we want to bring one more person on now. We could not do a tribute to the team without bringing on that cute little Marcia Keller. Marcia, oh, I have a friend named Marcia Keller. Marcia Hildebrand, there she is. Bring her on. There she is, Marcia,
Hello.
with her little puppy in the background. Oh,
Oh,
Marcia.
yeah. If she's out of the room, she starts crying if she can't
Oh, I'm
see
so
me.
happy she's there. That's
Yeah.
great. Well, Marcia, you were part of the team as well, and we just wanted to honor you as we're thinking back on those wonderful days and
Thank you.
honoring Frida as well. So thank you for being here tonight.
Well, Frida was, when I first started, Frida was my rock. I'd ask her so many questions and I'd say, Frida, should I? And she'd go, girl, you are putting too much energy into this. It's real simple. And I'd say, okay. And becoming a health coach and one of the nurses on the nurse support call, it forced me to read every chapter in the habits of health because I had to give a talk on it. If I didn't read it, I didn't know what I was talking about. So, I mean, everything happens for a reason, just believe. And I loved Frida and I loved Lori and we all love Dr. A. And I'm just grateful that I learned so many wonderful habits. And one of the habits that I have a private therapist that I see, and she taught me how to handle difficult situations. And what I would do is if somebody said something that upset me, I would say, when I hear fill in the blank, this is how I feel. What I need, fill in the blank, can you do this? And it's worked every time. It's not comfortable. It's always uncomfortable doing it. But if I don't do it, I make myself crazy.
Wow. Marcia, thank you for sharing. That's something that works for you. That is amazing. And you, over the years, gave so many golden nuggets when we were doing those calls, and you were such a joy to work with. We worked with a team of us and a team of the docs. And if you are an old school person and you remember being on those nurse and doctors calls, just put old school in the chat. Because we had some good times and it was just wonderful to learn alongside you and be yes, I see. There's some OGs on tonight. Yeah. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
love you. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Pat, so much for taking time to be with us tonight to talk about these traits of learning how to navigate gracefully through challenging things and also to honor Frida and her ability to do the same. So thank you very much, both of you. And we'll just go ahead and let you know that tomorrow, talking about Dr. A's Conscious Leaders Forum is happening tomorrow. So don't miss it at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you have not got the link, check with your coach, your team, look in your client success page, and you can just hover over the QR code right here and get it. But get on because it is a 1 hour session of free therapy in my book. Dr. A is so gifted. And like Pat said, he truly walks the walk. He does not just talk the talk. The man has lived through a lot of life and he is a great example of how to navigate gracefully through this. So be on. That'll be amazing. And then be sure to join in if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, our Optimal Health Community Let's Talk channel. Go ahead and do that. And for you who have been listening through podcasts, we love you. We appreciate you. And you may want to come back and look at the video for this one because there was a lot of cool pictures that you might want to see. We're also part of YouTube now, so be sure you jump on YouTube and subscribe there as well. And let me just tell you, speaking of the holidays, coming up next week, we have a treat. We are going to be talking about what's for dinner, holiday ideas, and food swaps. Like not this, but that. You can still have a way of having your favorites, but making them in a healthier way. It's going to be a great night. So don't miss out. Thank you guys all so much for being part of Let's Talk tonight. We appreciate you. Hope that something you heard tonight is helpful and will resonate with you throughout this holiday season. Good night, everyone. See you next week.